Well, welcome to another episode of Unraveling Success, my 2026 year of being unfiltered. And today I wanted to record an episode on 75 Hard, mostly because actually today is my first day of 75 Hard. This is my third time I've done it, second year in a row. And so second year in a row, I first time I did this was 4 or 5 years ago, and then I did it last year and then this year. And my thought after I did it last year, which was super fun last year, was that I think I'm going to do this every single year. Last year, I started actually the day before my birthday. I started on April 7th. And so this year I decided I was done June 20th of last year. This year I decided I wanted to back it up a little bit so that I would be done a little earlier in the summer. So we'll be done as long as I do not fail and have to restart over, should be done on May 8th. So I just want to talk a little bit about 75 Hard. I've had a lot of people reach out about it. I just want to share my experience and just a little bit about it in case it's something that you're curious about. So 75 Hard, it is, first of all, it doesn't have anything to do with like weight loss or anything like that. It is a mental toughness challenge. And so, for me, what draws me to it is, um, I feel like there is freedom in discipline. And I've really found that to be true when I've done 75 Hard, like, especially this last time. I just felt it's amazing how much you need to squeeze into a day when you feel like you're so busy, but actually the discipline really does create freedom. And also I feel like, as a leader, I think self-leadership is one of the most important things that we can focus on, because we need to be good and proficient at leading ourselves, before we could run to the front of the line and lead other people well. And so it's just a commitment to me to be investing in self-leadership and making sure I don't have any bad habits that have become the boss of me instead of me being the full leader of my life. And, I have intentionally picked times that are not convenient because it kind of brings in an extra layer of discipline. So like right now, it's February 23rd when I'm recording this, the first day I'm starting. And today, my outdoor workout, I walked and it's 17 degrees, but it is sunny out. So that was good. But it is cold. It's cold out for a walk. And it's not a time where I would normally want to go for a walk. It's a time where I would normally want to go on a treadmill. But I got it done. And it's because, discipline is really important. And actually, I will tell you, as much as I would normally defer to walking on a treadmill when it's 17 degrees outside, um, there is nothing like getting outside and in the fresh air, and I am so thankful that I did that after I did it. It's just, my normal, um, self, I guess, would just defer to going inside because it's cold. So I just feel like there's these little pieces of joy that you end up, tapping into when you do the things that your natural self might lean away from doing under normal circumstances. So, um about a little bit about 75 Hard. So they have an app, and I will show you what it looks like just because I feel like it's so it looks, well, actually the app looks like this. This is inside the app. So you can see I am on day 1. And what it is, I'll walk through each things you have to do. You have to do these things every single day. If you fail, you have to start over. So I will tell you, the first time that I did 75 Hard, that 4 or 5 years ago, whenever it was, I actually failed. I forget what day it was, but anyway, 75 Hard ended up being 90 days long for me because I had to restart over because I didn't read my pages one day. I woke up at like 2 in the morning in a cold sweat because I had forgotten to read, for the day. So I started over. Each day for 75 days in a row, without fail, you have to do two 45-minute workouts, one of which has to be outside. And the rules of the program say they have to be at least 3 hours apart. So, um, you have to take a progress picture, which there's the spot in the app to take a picture. And I usually one of the things that I've done is I just when I'm brewing coffee in the morning, when I get up, I just go take a picture when my coffee is getting ready. So I kind of find a way to kind of atomic habits it and anchor to certain things that I'm doing every morning. So taking a progress picture, reading 10 pages of a non-fictional book. So it needs to be a book that you are like learning something that you're going to pull forward. I'm reading Endless Customers. So really good book. Um, Drink a gallon of water, follow a diet. So it can be anything from as simple as like I'm pulling gluten out of my diet to I'm eating straight keto to whatever you want it to be. Like you pick whatever it's going to be, but you have to stick to it. No cheat meals, no alcohol. So that's and then you can see you have just little check marks throughout the day. And then it just brings you to day 2 or whatever day that you're on. If you forget to log something, it'll ask you like, did you fail or did you just forget to click on something? And so I think this app, when I first bought it, was like $5. It's not expensive. And actually, you don't have to rebuy it every single time that you do 75 hard. So this is the third time I've used this actual app. So I would say definitely well worth the money. And there's something about kind of gamifying it that works really good. So okay, so I just wanted to share some of the things that I have found to be really useful for success because in doing 75 hard. So I would say the first thing that when I first did 75 hard the first time, it was really stressful. I did not manage my time well. I found myself sometimes like doing an outdoor workout, which at like really dark at nighttime. And I remember the few times I live really far out in the country, and where I live, there's bears and coyotes and all kinds of stuff. And so I would just get a little nervous to like walk out real far when it was. So I would, thankfully, our driveway is a bit long. And so I would just like basically walk back and forth on the driveway or around my house outside for 45 minutes, which by the way gets really annoying and really like boring. So it was stressful. So the second time I did it, so last year, in April when I started for my second time, I really sat down ahead of time to think of like what are things that I'm going to pull forward and learn and from the first time that I did it. So I thought I would just share. I was going to go down the list and just share. So 2 45-minute workouts. What I found the first time I did it, I found that I overdid it. I would go on an hour and a half long walks because there's one loop that I like to do in our area. The Stillwater loop I love it. But I found in doing that because I was also doing the 45-minute workout inside, and technically you can't do them back to back. I overworked. And so like it's like I guess old people problems, but I had bursitis in my hip like so bad at the end that I could really had a hard time pushing past and holding on to habits after because I needed to rest. So I went to all in. And so one, I found one of my 45 minute workouts is out when I'm outside, it is a walk. That's what my outside workout is. I know people that bike, whatever. For me, I just go outside and I walk briskly, but I walk. And that's my outdoor workout. And then I do that usually in the afternoon. And then in the morning when I wake up, I roll out of bed, I go turn my coffee pot on, I go take my picture, and I go straight and I work out at the gym. And so those things are done like right away. And then I actually, when I'm brewing my coffee, I also fill up my first half gallon of water. So here's my half gallon of water that I carry. And I try to be done with this first gallon by the time I'm done with my first workout in the morning. Now, I will share with you that my water intake for me is like one of the easier things. I drink really fast. So I can get through a half gallon easy when I get through that first workout by the time I'm home. That's not hard for me. So then I just refill it up when I get home from my workout. And I just know like the second half gallon is for me finishing the rest of my day. And I do try to be done with my required water intake by I'm usually done by 3 or 4, and that's, like, a good tip because I haven't done that in the past, and then you wake up in the middle of the night because that's a lot of water. So, try to get it done, early-ish evening or late afternoon to try to make sure that you don't have to wake up for just to go to the bathroom. Um, 10 pages of reading. I would always right when I get back home from my workout in the morning, I just sit down and I have my second cup of coffee and I read my 10 pages. So what that means is if I anchor my day that way, I'm done with my 2 workouts by afternoon, like early afternoon. And then after that, really I just have to worry about making sure I'm sticking to my eating, not having any alcohol, and then just finishing my half gallon of water. So I'm usually done by 3 or 4 in the afternoon. If I'm not done by 4, the second time around, I started noticing like I start to get a little anxious. So I feel like the key I've really found is like front loading your day and just systematizing it. And for me, I've also found with workouts that I really need to anchor them socially. I am I will bail on myself all day long, but if I have an accountability partner or if I have somebody that I'm meeting someplace, like I won't bail on that. So I really am like pretty consistent about making sure like I have somebody to work out with, and then when I do 75 hard, I actually always like to have other people that I'm doing it with. So I have somebody to report back to. And it's actually part of the reason why I'm recording this episode. It's also part of the reason why you're probably going to see it some on social as well. Because when I know just a way for me to force place external structure and accountability and social pressure. So I, that's how I roll. It's what I know will motivate me. It's not always I mean, I wish I could say, like, I had this self-motivation, by myself like my husband does, like, he's just motivated in and of himself. I have to do weird things to keep myself on the proverbial rails, but I know the things I need to do, and I do them, and it works out great too. So, sometimes you don't need to put in all kinds of effort to change yourself, you just need to know your tendencies so you can kinda give yourself some good guardrails, and that's what I do. So I do a lot of anchoring socially is what I would say. And it makes it fun. Like I know today there's a text between 3 of us that are doing this round, and we've already, texted today, like there's one person that needs to catch up on their water and um yeah, I just feel like it is a really cool challenge. I would say when you get to the end of the challenge, um I feel like it really cleans up your mind, it cleans up your body, um, and it's just been, like, a really fun program to do. I'm glad that, as of last year when I finished it, it was just a really great experience, and, um, my mind set was really good, and I felt just so healthy and, in every way, shape, and form, it just really impacts you, and there's a couple people I was going to a kickboxing gym at that time. I've since switched gyms just simply for keeping not getting bored. But I had a couple people that did it after I had done it last year, and they also said they had just the best experience of how it impacts you. So I am a huge advocate of it. I would, if you are at all curious, I am happy to answer any questions that you have. But I do think, I've had a couple people be like, "You are picking, like, an awful time," because I do have a couple travel stints that I'm gonna be doing while I'm doing 75 hard, and, um, and it's February and in the Midwest, which is freezing, but I would say there's never gonna be, like, an ideal time. There's no perfect time. Kinda like having a kid, it's just you can't do what you feel like is gonna be convenient, and that's, like, the whole point of this is to stretch you and to be disciplined so it's not convenient. It just isn't. So I just wanted to share these pieces with you so you can be part of kicking off my third time around doing this, and then also just if you're curious about it, I just wanted to share some of those little details with you, but I'll check in along the way. So any encouragement you have, I'll take all of it.